I
Okay, this
assume,
is
you
this
know,
is becoming. I'm going to Google Angel Tales merchandise.
I'm
I'm
also looking.
I'm going to assume at least posters.
The
I mean,
fuck
that's
is?
I see posters. Oh, I
Uh,
didn't get to tell you guys, but there's a trading like keychain figure, keychain stuff, and some figures. Some, uh, it's weird because like I was reading the summary and like the main character, he gets the series goes in a weird direction because it turns out that there are people who want to kill this guy.
huh.
Yeah. Apparently, in a past life, this guy was named Seiya, not human nor animal, two supreme beings that are tied together who stole the divine powers of the four saint beasts and sealed the beasts away for centuries in order to prevent the impending destruction of humans, and in his next life to create a world where humans and animals can live as equals with the saint beasts' help.
So what you're telling me is this anime was Utawara Ramono, but with pets.
Yeah, but worse, also.
That's fair. I played the visual novel of Utawara Ramono. That was
I
actually pretty
played
good.
a little bit of the visual novel, I dropped off.
The fucking song that is like the main theme of it has been stuck in my head for about 10 years.
Congratulations.
It's really good. It's just a really good song. It makes me cry. Hi, patient.
Hi, am I coming through?
Yep, you're a little bit loud, but that's because I've maxed out your volume because of your old microphone. There we go. Fixing that now. Mic check.
Am I coming through all right now?
Yes.
All right then. So, did I miss the whole anime reflex thing?
Yeah, a little bit. I started recording the podcast about, like, let me check the time code, about 2 minutes ago.
well. I was going to ask if I could use the bathroom before we started the podcast. Thanks for that, Casey.
You're welcome. Hold it in.
Guess you're just telling it I have to go right now.
I am actually. I'm just going to go. I'll be right back.
Oh, damn it. I was going to do a joke where I poured my energy drink in from one cup into another. Just over the microphone.
So the joke would be that you were taunting.
Yes,
I see.
that was going to be the joke.
What a funny haha joke.
It would have been. Usually really fucks with him, so yes, it would have been. It fucks with him more than I usually expect it to. Yeah. So podcast is here. Hi everybody. How's it going? We're good. We're doing the podcast. Slicer is not here currently, so we're gonna do an impression of Slicer. So Slicer's here. I'm here from Iowa.
Yeah, I'm here.
And Zero's here.
Hi everybody. Casey likes to stealth start recording without
Yeah.
asking anybody first. I think that's illegal.
Yeah, okay, sure it is. You're gonna take fucking bathroom breaks right in the middle of recording anyway. So what? And Patient is here with a new microphone so we can actually hear him. Yay.
Still a poor excuse for Kenshi 618.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I heard Kenshi. What's up?
Yeah. We should really touch base with him. We haven't actually spoken to him in a while. He's still putting out things, so he's alive, at least. Makes me sad.
I assumed he would get back to us when he was free, but honestly, he might. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Stop saying things that would make me sad. Say
I
things that
wasn't
would
going
make
to
me
say
happy instead.
forgot. More like, I don't know, just... I've pretty much stopped beta reading when I don't have a lot of time. I just don't have the energy for it. That kind of thing. That might be of what he's doing with the podcast and even just the whole server.
I feel like I said stop saying things that make me sad. I feel like I'm not being I feel like just in general for this episode I'm not being listened to.
I wonder why.
Told you to hold it. Fucking bathroom anyway.
Yeah.
Time's coming out of your paycheck.
I have a strict policy that if a job ever tells me when and when I can't use the bathroom, they can go fuck themselves and I quit.
Aw.
I've never had to do that yet, but yeah, no, I absolutely will quit a job if they tell me I cannot use the bathroom.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can't really fault the logic. I feel like there are definitely businesses that would have a problem with that policy, but yeah, I can't fault the logic in the slightest.
Apparently, a lot of jobs that have you work like in a cubicle and at a computer, they time your breaks, and they include bathroom breaks as part of a break. So yeah, the second you stand up, you got a little clock ticking. Some of them literally have an app on your computer. It's pretty terrible.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I've known a few people that quit companies they've worked for a long time at because they, just the stress of seeing that little counter. I think Wooly talked about it actually in one of the podcasts.
Yeah, some companies would time it, and usually the good thing is if everybody's willing to just say, screw this, that thing's going to go away, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm remembering the time I was expecting to end up just in a white-collar job. I'm quite possibly happier with how my life has gone more than I have been in a long time just hearing about this. Fucking God. Okay, yeah, so that's the thing that I didn't know existed, but now I do, and I feel terrible for a lot of people. I feel like there should be a charity for white collar workers, kind of, a little bit. Which is for the therapy bills, at least.
I mean, just a union, at least. But,
unions are a sticky subject.
Growing increasingly the problem with unions is that they are seen as increasingly un-American, which is not the case, but that is how the media is being manipulated.
There are legitimate problems when it comes to unions, but yes.
Oh, there are, but not having a union is fucking terrible, as I can attest at my job. We have a union, they just have no power to do anything thanks to our old state governor, I believe. And the new one had made no differences in the changes that he made, so that's great. Oh, thank God for living in Iowa, by the way. Worst COVID cases, worst state. Have the crown right now. It's great. Love it here.
Oh, you took it from us? Darn.
Yep. The fun part is that I get a newsletter every day in my work email that tells me how many cases we have in the hospital. It's not good.
That's probably really important information for you. But also, isn't Iowa, like, way less populated than California?
Yes. Which makes it really baffling that it's so bad here. Our person per capita, or whatever the hell, is super low. We're really spread out here, but we somehow managed to beat those odds and just infect everyone.
It's almost like some people aren't paying attention to the current pandemic that's happening.
Oh no, people just forgot. I go to the store and no one is wearing masks anymore. It's terrifying. We're still. I get it. The storm sucked. I mean, we lost power for like 6 days. The nearby town lost power for 10. Like, yeah, it was terrible, but that doesn't mean the pandemic stopped happening.
People are too used to things just going back to normal when something big happens, and not like the possibility of a long-term deviations from the normal.
Yeah,
we're in 2 different natural disasters here, and people just kind of when one got better, they assumed that both got better, and that's not how this works.
So on this week's episode of the Fandom Flux Misery Cast,
the pandemic is still a thing. Unless it isn't where you live. In which case, good for you. Genuinely. Seriously.
yeah,
I'm happy for anyone.
There are places where it's okay, if memory serves. I forget where.
New Zealand has been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, there is a country that, if memory serves, they straight up... There was a case that was recovered, and that was the last one, and they haven't had any more. So good for that country.
That New Zealand, I believe.
I wonder if it's Madagascar. I know it's New Zealand, but I wonder if Madagascar is another one of them, just because popular fiction of Plague Inc. It's so hard to infect.
Shut down everything and all that stuff. Shut down everything. We laughed at them for saying that. It was the joke, was that they would see something coming on the horizon and just immediately shout, shut down everything. And they would. And they wouldn't get infected. Go figure.
Yeah, it worked.
Fucking God. Everything is being recontextualized by this fucking year.
I forget when the quote was made, but I'm pretty sure it was early on in this, where the guy was apologizing to all the movie creators that wrote regular citizens as fucking idiots during, like, a world-ending event. And then seeing what's happening now, especially here.
You know what they say. Hindsight is 20/20.
He said the thing. He said the thing, and we actually heard it. It's great that you have a microphone. It's fucking amazing.
It is actually really good. You're getting pretty fantastic audio quality.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, everything sucks, and we're talking about it again on the podcast. So let's change the subject to something less shitty. Video games. I've been playing the video games. Some of them were good, some of them were not.
What games were you playing that were some good, some bad?
Pray tell more.
Fuck, I've forgotten.
Well, I have been playing a game too, as of 2 hours ago, that I can talk about. It was created way back in the year of like 2013. Actually, it's probably way older than that. Fallout New Vegas. It is Fallout New Vegas that I decided to replay.
That was like 2009.
Bitch and a half. Yeah, whatever. It's not now. It's in the glorious past. So I can sync back to that time where people are not dying around me. It's great.
You remember when the late 2000s were like, yeah, it's post 9/11. This is fucking terrible. This is the worst time in human history. Yep.
Remember when World War III happened in the 60s or 50s or whenever Fallout World War happens? Yeah, that sucked too. And then you go into the nuclear winter, and then you get to have the fun of Fallout. It's great.
Also, that was the 70s, the 2077.
There you go. That. And then everyone gets in vaults, and then like 90% of the people are fucked. Because the vaults are terrible. Almost all of them are terrible. Like the one with, 10 women, 20 men, and 1 panther in the vault.
I didn't know about that one.
I recently watched a video that was just a list of the vaults and the experiments that are in them, and it's pretty hilarious. There's a lot of really stupid ones. Like the vault with 999 women and 1 man, and then the opposite, 999 women and 1 men and 1 woman.
Men and 1 woman.
Yeah.
Both
and then the one with the one that is in fact canon, where it's 1 person and a box of puppets. That is a cannon vault.
That was a thing that was created by the Penny Arcade guys.
And they made it canon.
Yeah, they were asked to create something for the game, so they did.
Yeah. I appreciate that a lot. And then there's a lot of vaults that just weren't finished because money was just funneled away from them because corruption. And so a lot of people died because they just couldn't go anywhere. It's great. Corruption is a lot more fun when it's in a video game and not real.
Yeah.
Oh, the new tax code goes into effect today, by the way. So if you make under $100,000, talk to your HR department because that money that gets taken out of your check for like Medicaid and taxes and Social Security, that's not going to be taken out anymore. But you're going to pay double at the end of the year. So have fun with that.
And now to change the subject to something a bit less depressing.
Yes, seriously, stop it.
I'm not trying to. That was genuinely a PSA for anyone. That's actually genuinely really bad. So, do that.
Thank you. I started playing the Isle of Armor DLC recently for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and my thoughts on it thus far can be summed up in one word. Diglett.
Oh.
Diglett, dig.
Oh, you've been doing that, have you?
I'm so lost. What?
In Isle of Armor, there is a collectible, rather. There are these Diglets that are scattered and hidden all across the entire Isle of Armor. And if you collect all 151 of them, as you do so, you hit milestones and you get a lowland Pokemon. And I believe the reward for fishing is a lowland starter.
Now, well, maybe.
I am on the right.
I got an lowland starter for hitting 100. But there's one more reward for hitting 151.
I'm sorry, there are problems with my mic?
No, we can hear you.
It was just a little quiet and muffled for some reason. It's staticky.
Weird.
But yeah, I've barely even started the story of Isle of Armor because I've been so busy combing the island for Diglett. I've got almost all of them.
Wow.
Diglett,
Yeah,
Diglett,
I had to
trio,
push
trio,
past
trio.
that just so I could do the story because it was so distracting. I'm just like, must get Diglett.
Is there like a finite amount of them, or can you just keep catching them until you get?
151 total.
Do they
And
stop
you
appearing
don't
after
catch
that?
them. You don't catch them. They're buried in the ground with only the tip tops of their heads and those 3 little hairs for a lowland Diglett sticking out. You have to scan the ground for those hairs.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
And sometimes that can be very difficult because they'll just put the Diglett in a bush or something.
It's quite possible I would rather die than have to find those things.
Well, you'd be surprised at how quickly the rewards make it worth it. It gives you pretty much every Alolan variation in the game.
So, is Pokemon supposed to be fun?
Oh,
I thought
is.
it was. It doesn't sound fun.
Gotta catch 'em all.
I guess. Does that count?
Isle of Armor was great in that it added in a lot of old Pokemon that could finally now be traded to the game. And that was awesome. And there were some... Isle of Armor is an entire full area in which you have... it's a wild area, so you have full control over the camera. So it's a big place you can explore, you can run around, you can catch Pokemon, you can do things. I'm not a big fan of it, personally, due to I found the story to be pretty simple and the battles to be not scaled to your level at all.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
They're
that's
scaled to,
mainline Pokemon games. That's how they work.
they're scaled to your badges instead. which is weird.
What sort of sense does that make? Once you get all the badges in the game, wild Pokemon never appear at a level lower than 60.
Yeah. So now you run into the problem of every battle that you're going to encounter is going to be against level 60 Pokemon.
Even when you're rocking like a level 90 or
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
I guess 99 is probably the highest. But...
And this is the reason why I point this as being weird is this is the Isle of Armor. It's supposed to be an isle focused around the idea of training and battling.
You'd think it would be difficult. I mean, as difficult as you could manage.
Like, even if they were to do like a sort of force your level to scale down, I'd be fine with that. But as a result, if you want a challenge, you have to bring in a level 60-ish team, which your team is not going to be level 60 if you've already beaten the champion.
How high is the champion?
Well, you would have leveled up from beating him and all the battles leading up to that and the story. I have to look up the exact level. But it doesn't feel right. Oh, yeah, let's see. The champion's highest level Pokemon is level 65. So this is technically a step back from the champion. Which, it's meant to be a side thing, but something you can do at any level, so that's why I guess they're scaling it towards badges. But at the same time, I feel like after being the champion, there should be like an additional scaling, maybe make the Pokemon like at least level 70 or something. Just felt weird.
That would make sense, yeah. Or, like you said, just scale it off your level. I mean, that way it's always a challenge.
That's the problem I have with Sword and Shield is it's too easy.
Again, that is pretty much a thing with the mainline Pokemon games, is they're very easy.
Yeah, but and even in Sun and Moon, there was an Ultra Sun and Moon, there was the extra more difficult thing where you got to go against previous trainers in the series and battle them. And those were very difficult fights.
The thing about Sword and Shield seems to be that they're focusing first and foremost on the capabilities of the wild area and just all these Pokemon that you can have in the overworld, how they interact, and that's not a bad thing to focus on.
Yeah.
But if they're going to focus on that, do it for a game like New Pokemon Snap, like they're planning. And wait to make the mainstream game until you have enough experience to balance the battles with the exploration.
Yeah, I love the wild areas. They're a ton of fun to just run around in. It's something that I've always wanted. I wish that the main gameplay loop was able to get me excited about Pokemon.
What is the wild area, by the way? I'm not.
Okay, it's an area that you can ride around on your, basically a huge area where Pokemon appear on the map rather than in random encounters, and you have full control of the camera. It's an open world area.
Okay, that I am familiar with that. I thought it was something different.
The problem with the wild areas, though, and the wild area in Isle of Armor is there are no trainer battles in the wild area.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, if it's supposed to be the untamed wild where Pokemon roam free, there wouldn't be...
There are people there.
Oh, then that's stupid.
So you either have your routes that have battles, or you have your wild areas that have no battles whatsoever. So,
Except against the wild Pokemon. And they're everywhere, sure, but it's not the same.
mm-hmm.
Pokemon Snap, though.
I am very much looking forward to that.
You said that, and I just got very excited all of a sudden and stopped listening to anything else anyone was saying.
I would love to see what they're going to do with that. They can't possibly mess this up. It was a simple game to start with.
Don't say that.
The only thing that's probably going to disappoint some people is that, well, obviously they're not going to put every single Pokemon that's ever been created into it.
No, they're going to have a selection of the popular ones, the visually appealing ones.
Well, obviously. But still, it's got to be a lot of them.
The last DLC, the Crown Tundra, is coming out probably in a month or two.
Last implies there's a lot of them. It's the second one.
They're only releasing two
big expansion packs, because their justification was we would rather do this than release a whole new version.
Which, in fairness, is a shitty thing to do
but
nowadays. So
they could just make more DLC. I mean, the game's lifespans are pretty long these days.
The Crown Tundra is going to be the one that adds in all the legendaries from everything, and probably a lot more of the Pokemon. It's meant to be this icy wasteland where you go and you explore old ruins and stuff like that. Which sounds fun, but it makes me think there's going to be no trainer battles either. Except for the very few scripted ones you have to do for the story.
What were we talking about? Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Rabbits.
Speaking of rabbits,
getting a new mic was a mistake. So, rabbits, Zero?
So I started playing FF14.
Not where I thought you were taking this, but okay.
Well, I was playing I've been playing the ninja class with and when you hit the jutsu, your mudra button to get your jutsus out too many times, the jutsu fails and you summon a rabbit on top of your head with a black mage outfit that sort of just jumps around. It's like, what's going on?
That's kind of charming. I thought you were going to talk about ReZero and the rabbit that I assume rips things to pieces.
Oh, you saw that?
No, I just saw a picture, and that's all I needed. It's just a rabbit covered in blood.
It's pretty bad. It's a good show, but that's a pretty awful scene for what happened.
I disagree with that statement. I don't like ReZero.
Oh, it's a shame.
It's just depressing. There is no... I don't know. I guess it exemplifies that you have to fight for your happy ending, but...
There are uplifting bits. There's a lot of going down before you go up.
You just have to suffer immensely before you get to them? Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yep, that's what I'm feeling right now. Is I need to be mired in misery, in entertainment right now.
I was watching it with friends. The full first season with people who hadn't seen it before, and we're getting into a lot of discussions about character writing and the way this series builds that, and it was very fun.
See, that sounds like a good way to mitigate that, honestly.
Because what happened, but like we want to keep watching and find out, because there is always a moment that is, or even an episode where things get better and there is victory. It's not like a constant despair fest. There are some episodes that are more despair filled than others, but there are also episodes that are significantly happier.
Oh, that's good.
So I feel like just calling it Despair Fest is a bit hyperbolic. Because it has some big lows, but has some big ups too, so. Yeah, I know what I said.
That, yeah. Big ups to ReZero.
Anyway, I started playing FF14 because all my friends are playing it, and I've been playing that a lot. I'm now like I finished the first expansion or the first main story, which is a Rome Reborn. So now I'm moving on towards Heaven's Word. Heaven's Ward.
Heaven's Sword.
It's Heaven's Ward because it's upward technically because you're going towards the heavens because you get flying in that expansion.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
That game is a lot of fun, especially when you have a large group of friends that also play it. Because then it's just like, I don't have to deal with people that I don't know or care about.
But that's kind of true of most MMOs. As long as you have a guild or a group to play with, it's fun. So, yeah.
I have created my cyborg ninja. Cyborg ninja Catboy, I guess. I went with the Mikote race because I felt like being something that I like, a race that I don't usually sort of pick, I guess.
Embracing your inner furry. Yeah. You do.
I named my character Blasta Masta. I'm not taking it that seriously.
You did do that. Yes, that's true.
And it's lore appropriate too, because I put the apostrophe between the blast and the so now it's lore appropriate for my character's race. It's
Blasta
also stupid.
Master.
There's some fun accessories in that game that you can use to like decorate your character and glam, I guess. You use glamour to, yeah.
I would be kind of disappointed if they didn't by this point. That game is actually pretty old. I mean, in MMO standards, it's actually no. In MMO standards, it's pretty ancient. Most things get killed by WoW by this point.
Like, this, I'll share a little image. This is slightly outdated, but I got this. This is kind of what my character looks like right now.
I don't think we're in the stage of MMOs where things get killed by WoW anymore, Slicer. I think that ended about 6 to 7 years ago.
WoW is still a thing, and it still brings in a lot of people. But
it's still a thing, but I don't think it's like it's killing the competition anymore. Like,
yeah, FF14 has become too huge. This game really had a huge comeback. So I got like this freaking awesome mask from doing PvP in FF14, which is, there's this PvP mode called Frontline, which is 3 teams of 24, each trying to basically maintain positions for points, sort of like a King of the Hill type thing.
Yeah. It's a domination map.
Yeah. That's a ton of fun. Boy, do you die super easily if you're not careful. You're just going out, and then like a swarm of the other team just come out, and they are spamming their PvP skills, and you're just like, no, run away. But you can't, because there's ranged attackers too.
Is it because the enemy team focus fires on one person that you die so fast, or?
So if you end up, because typically what happens is numbers is key here. So if you end up getting split from your party that you're going with, or you end up trying to just go capture this point alone, or sometimes you and the group that you're with see that you're outnumbered, and then they run away, and then you're the last one to run away.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you're basically just reciting my experiences with Star Wars: The Old Republic. The what was it called? I think it was the Starfighter mode, where it was, yeah, it was mostly the domination or deathmatch maps where you would fly, starfighters, and it was fantastic. It played basically the same thing.
It's a lot of fun, because well, the music that's playing with like this like rock guitar as you're just like riding on your mounts in a whole posse, and then go and like smash against each other is two just clashes of. It feels like a war, and it's fun. It's chaotic, but it's fun.
Yeah.
There's also like a 4v4 and a free for all version battle modes. I haven't tried them. I don't want to, because that require me to drag some friends over or just go solo, and I don't know if I have full confidence in my abilities, being that I am a new player and there are people who have played this game for years.
Understandable. Also, I will maintain that the best part of Battlefront and Battlefront 2 was, I think Battlefront 2 specifically, was the Starfighter mode. That was,
yeah.
I mean, it was just Rogue Squadron. It was the greatest thing. There just wasn't a lot of content there, so if you played it for a period of time, you unlocked everything.
Yeah, Old Republic had the same problem. There was like, you could buy new ships, and there were different ship roles and guns and engines and all this stuff they customized, but there were like 2 maps per game mode. It was not especially content rich, unfortunately, which is a shame because it was really fun.
I felt this when I was catching up on MapleStory for like old time's sakes a while ago, but I'm feeling it now, especially is that I'm going into this MMO that has been around for a long time, and there is a ton of content. So much content of like patches and other things between expansions. I haven't even technically started Heaven's Word yet because there's so much other patch stuff that's available and side stuff that they added in.
I know it's like a constant thing of me saying, hey, I want to get to playing this game at some point, but like I still really want to take a crack at Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, I think that would actually be like, I haven't heard anything bad about it in a long time. I've heard good things mostly.
Yeah, that was the thing. They basically did something. Well, they didn't really do anything similar to Final Fantasy XIV. That took like a full reinvention to get that going again. But like they just kept plugging away at it and improving, and just made it actually a good game by the end of it.
Yeah.
So I would like to get into trying that at some point when I have time, which is a pipe dream, as we've established, but it's something I would like to do.
Yeah.
I need to be better at time management.
I think that it's just nice to be able to, because I have a lot of friends who spend a lot of time playing this game, and now that I can play something along with them, that just feels nice. Especially given that quarantine and everything, you can't go outside, so being able to play with friends with online games is always a nice substitute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially if it's something new. I mean, you've been wanting to play for a while. It's not like you're being forced to do it. It's like, oh, I get a chance to do this now.
I also I watched this show recently because season 2 is coming out on Friday. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's only really available on Amazon Prime Video. It's called The Boys.
I've heard of it, but because it's on one exclusive platform that I don't have, I haven't watched it.
I feel like Zero is being facetious a little bit there, because people won't stop talking about The Boys, or they hadn't about 6 months ago.
It's good. It's really good. I like it a lot.
So I hear, which it's surprising, because like that was one of those grimdark comic properties where everything was miserable, and it was like trying to subvert the entire basis of comics. and now everyone's fucking miserable, and there is no pop music anymore because everyone wants to die inside. So yeah, this is the perfect moment for it to get an adaptation.
It's for those who don't know, The Boys is a story about a world in which there are superheroes. There's these Justice League sort of your heroes called the Seven. And they are uber popular. They've got video games, movies out the wazoo, and merchandise. And our main character is this sort of timid guy who works at a electronics store, and he is hanging out with his girlfriend one day. You know, he's a big fan of these heroes, and like they're talking, and she's a step off the curb from the street. And then the speedster of the Seven just kind of runs through her.
Oh. Okay.
And she is just kind of gone. And he gets away with it. So,
are there no laws in place for that, or is it just like?
We don't want to tarnish his image. So here, sign this NDA as he's issued this apology for this horrible accident. She was in the middle of the street, you see, and $45,000 for you. Just sign this NDA.
Yeah, they are corporate-backed superheroes. Like, imagine My Hero Academia if the person writing it was the most cynical piece of shit to ever exist. Though in fairness, actually, it's pretty accurate to what would happen, as it turns out, by modern understanding of how people work.
That sounds pretty close, honestly.
And so he gets roped into this whole thing of now it's time to get some revenge against these heroes.
So he becomes a full-on supervillain, or like?
He ends up meeting with a group of other people, and they end up sort of forming this group that's intent on exposing this whole corrupt hero thing and trying to take them down a peg. And I wouldn't say supervillain necessarily, but he gets in way over his head, and things happen. People explode. It's a good show.
Well, if I can find it on another platform, then I will be sure to watch that at some point.
So the first season's only 8 episodes, but they're like each an hour long.
I mean, the problem isn't the episode length or how many there are. It's that it's on a platform I don't have.
I'm sure you can find it on other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I am sure.
Nudge, nudge.
There are means and ways and means and ways of doing things.
But yeah, that was very good. I no longer work at KFC. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, you mean you're done?
I'm done.
Oh, was you put in your 2 weeks and stuff?
My last day was Saturday.
Oh, cool. All right.
I am free from KFC.
How much did that one guy get shit on?
I don't know, but I hope a lot. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I showed up last week on like Wednesday, and the front door was locked, and my key would not work anymore. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not working anymore then. And I came back later, and I was like, okay, I was calling my boss, no response. He didn't even answer about my request for a letter of recommendation. It's like, oh, well, he doesn't work here anymore. Excuse me? Yeah, no, he quit. Okay. Sure. I guess he quit too.
Huh.
I don't know why.
I can't imagine. Fucking Christ. In fairness, didn't your dad promise to come down on that store like the fist of an angry god?
Well, he said he wasn't going to hold back anymore. and you could finally
yes.
fix up that store.
I feel like we're speaking semantics here.
I don't think he did anything, though.
I don't think he did anything, but I think the manager knew something was about to happen.
It's a pretty good peace offering to fire the person who caused the problems.
Yeah. So I'm not getting a letter of recommendation from that boss, but I am from people higher up in the command chain because my dad will be emailing them. So that'd be nice.
Understandable, and probably more valuable, really.
So, yeah. It's kind of funny, like, on my last day, I already had a lot of stuff prepped for me, and it was a good morning to open up, which I feel like was kind of almost like a nice gesture from the night cook. It was that same night cook who'd written that nasty note.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say make sure you're doing your job properly all the time, forever. I'm out. So
Yeah.
now
Wow.
I'm going to be getting in my application to go and substitute another district because the district I am currently able to sub for doesn't require my services at the moment. They will reach out to me, but they'll probably reach out to me soon because I can't imagine that with the amount of subs they have, it'll be enough for their entire district for distance learning. But I'm still going to go apply to another district.
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't hurt, yeah.
Yeah, widen the pool. Like, if it's going to be distance learning anyway, there's literally no harm.
Yeah, there's some... my mom's a teacher, and there's some angry parents about this whole distance learning thing.
I imagine, yeah.
And there's, like, one particular group of parents that are just like... We don't want... This is too much. This is too hard. How do you expect our kids to do this? It's like, no, we expect you to do it with them. This is too hard. This is too complicated. I don't want to do it.
Okay, then your kid doesn't go to school.
Whiners like that will be the first to die.
Random, but yes.
Yeah. So that their kid hasn't turned in assignments for multiple weeks now. So, poor parenting is now becoming more and more apparent. Now that they have to
Sorry.
put more effort into their child's education than they previously did, and have to discipline their child to actually take the lesson rather than just blaming it on the teachers for not disciplining their children for them.
I guess it's kind of becoming very apparent which ones rely on school to raise their children instead of, actually doing it themselves.
Yeah. And they can yell and shout and throw fits as much as they want, but it's not going to change the fact that we're in a pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's scheduled to be massive student protests here at the university. So the students are coming back in 2 days, and students are not happy about it.
Oh gosh.
I feel like we keep looping back on things that we really shouldn't.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just
it's a little hard to
it's
around.
pervasive in every aspect of our life. We live in extraordinary times.
Yeah.
I believe the correct way to say it is interesting times.
Well, it's extraordinary.
No, that's Kenji's fake.
Yeah, I started streaming. I don't know if you guys have seen my streams for Paper Mario 64.
I've been meaning to play that. How are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, it's been lovely. I played that game a lot when I was a kid, and I haven't touched it in like at least a decade. So going back to it has been amazing. I think I'm going to probably stream tonight as well. I only streamed once last week because dealing with job stuff and was just tired. But I'm probably going to stream a bit more now that I don't have to worry about work constantly draining all of my energy for everything.
Understandable.
You know a job's bad when just apropos of nothing, you just say out loud, "I'm tired."
Yeah.
I mean, you know a job is bad when you get fired or quit and you feel so much better.
It's like, wait, my week doesn't have to adhere to a schedule that my entire energy level revolves around.
I know the feeling. I'm on vacation all of this week, and it's very surreal waking up and realizing, no, I don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
One more month, then I get a week off.
Hey.
Sorry. Yeah.
You got this.
What? I'm confused on that. I didn't see that part in the Discord if you posted it. Do you take a week off every 5th week or something? Or
Every 3 months.
That's kind of far, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the regular holiday set for most jobs nowadays is, I think it's 20 days holiday, not including bank holidays and Christmas and shit. So that's 4 weeks. Once every 3 months.
Enough. I get 8 hours of vacation a month and 12 hours of sick time. As a base level employee, anyway. You get more later, but that's what I get now. So I don't know how exactly that lines up.
Overall, I think it's going to be a good week.
Yeah.
Well, good job. You fucked it up.
I gotta raise the flag somehow. No, but seriously, we live in trying times. Everybody out there, stay safe, y'all. Please wear a mask.
Bye, everybody.
Can we stop being depressing now? Are we done?
Well,
I'm being uplifting.
No, you're not. What are you going to say, patient?
I was just going to ask if there was anything else to add for his week.
Yeah, I guess, no, nothing I can think of.
Okay. So...
How about you then, Casey? You should be good at keeping off of the subject you don't want to talk about, right?
Video games!
Yeah, video games.
Video games.
There's some video games. Yeah, I'm currently farming Fate Go at the moment while we're recording this. Like, I feel super unprofessional because I used to yell at you guys for doing this sort of thing. Yeah. So I bought some games that I'm probably never gonna play. But aside from those, I've been playing the newest Shantae game, which was a mistake because it's not very good. Just sad because I like those games. They're not. It's the series is a pretty standard Metroidvania kind of thing. You know, just platformer, fighty stuff, like just literally just Castlevania with sexy genies, basically. And this game is that, with all the collectibles and stuff and the power-ups that let you get to new areas and things, but it's just a case of they kind of did the whole, like, a thing that they tend to do in these games is have pretty clear indications for where you can find hidden power-ups and stuff, right? That's pretty standard. Like,
Yeah.
Collectibles and that sort of thing. Like, you see a little tunnel, for example, on the map, and it's like, yeah, okay, I can use the screw attack. Is that it? The thing where Samus rolls into a ball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just roll through that and get the secret thing that's hidden on the other side of that wall.
Good old morph ball.
Yeah, and that's usually pretty well telegraphed. You can see where they are. They don't really do that in the new Shantae game. Like,
what do they do?
Like, one of the powers is to, it's like a psychic thing. So you use the power, and she can see hidden things, and they'll show up on the map. And by on the map, I mean on the screen where you are. And there is no indication of those when there is hidden stuff.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, like there are collectibles that are hidden that you are required to use that ability to find, and they don't tell you where they are. They're not shown in the area. They're not shown on the minimap. There is not a thing you can get where it will tell you where all the power-ups are on the regular map, which is also a fairly standard thing. Like at the end of the game, so you can just clear shit off. So basically, what you have to do, if you don't want to look at a guide, is go screen by screen using each power until you find a thing. Also, the seer power is not the only one that does that. There is also an earthquake power that will find things that are hidden underground, and the same principle applies. There is no indication. You just have to use it and hope something happens.
A lot of this sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's not the best. Like, a lot of the moment-to-moment gameplay is really decent. Like, I feel like they tidied up a lot of stuff, because the way it used to work is the exploration stuff of Shantae is she can turn into different animals, basically. And, each new animal is a new power-up. You can go to different places, do different things. Whereas in this one, they've tidied it up so you don't have to stop and transform and then just do whatever you want as that animal. You can just hit a button and it'll do the thing that the animal does on the fly. You don't have to stop and hang about and just do it manually. It'll just do it if you hit a button. That's it. And that's made the gameplay a lot faster in that sense. But like, just the exploration stuff is so much more of a chore than it used to be in the previous game.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. So that's.
I was actually thinking about getting that game at some point.
If you haven't played Half Genie Hero, play that one instead.
I think I did play half. I think it was Half Genie Hero. I'm not sure which one it was. I know I played one of them.
Tell you what. If you want to play this one, go ahead. Like I say, the moment-to-moment gameplay is much more solid than it used to be. Don't give a fuck about doing collectibles. Just don't bother. It's not fun.
Thankfully, I can turn off that part of my brain.
Yeah, some people can't. Some of those people are me. So it ended up being a very disappointing purchase. But, yeah. So, other fun thing about this whole collectathon thing that I was doing that makes it extra frustrating is I can't leave that sort of thing behind and just let it happen. And I wasn't going to go map by map and just fucking use all the fucking powers because they run on an energy meter and that would be infuriating. So, I looked up a guide. And I looked up the map that shows all of the things that are on the map and where you can find them. And I went through all of that map, and I'm still missing some.
What?
And because there's no way to track which ones you have and which ones you don't, that means I would have to go through the whole fucking thing again, through the whole map, to find out which ones I missed.
That's so infuriating.
Yep.
That's you have to like print out a sheet of paper and write down the ones you got, but that's not something you really think about until
Why
after
should you
you
care
Here's
at
the
that
thing.
point?
You can't tell sometimes. You remember that thing I said about the earthquake? You can't tell whether you got the thing yet until you actually try it again and see whether it works that time.
Oh.
And you better hope you're trying in the right place, because if you're not, it's not going to show up. It's not good design. It's bad design, actually. I think they actually made that part of the gameplay worse in this game, and quantifiably so. So that's a shame. I am right before the end of the game. I could literally do the boss fight and complete it. I might not do that because I'm so frustrated by missing those two things. But I don't want to go back and get them. So yeah, it's... Story's great. Story's fun. Like, that's always a good thing in those games, is the story is always stupid and fun and enjoyable. I love the Squid Baron. Squid Baron is fucking awesome, and I relate to him entirely too much. He's cool, even though he's really not.
Squid Baron.
His entire thing in this game is that he really wants to create a video game with a Squid Baron as the ultimate villain, because he's technically a villain. Technically. So he constantly gets in the way just so he can tell the protagonist about this cool game idea he had about how there's just going to be this super cool boss villain that's really, really strong, and he's a squid.
Okay.
And then you get to like one of the last bosses in the game, and it's a giant octopus. And you fight it, and you win, and it's great. And then a couple minutes later, he just rocks up in the middle of a cutscene, just looking pissed as hell, and just says, "You stole my game idea."
That's really great.
Like,
Seems like it would be worth playing it just for that.
Yeah, the story's fucking great. Like, they tend to be. Like, it's kind of ridiculous and fun and lighthearted, and I love it. I just wish the gameplay and the collectible stuff was better.
It is nice to play a game with a sense of humor.
Yeah, so...
Stole my game idea.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a Disgaea level of meta humor.
Yeah, basically. I think, like, in the previous game, he was just pissed that he was, like, a mid-level boss. Like, not even... Like, in the first game, he was, like, a full-on... He was the first main boss. And then, like, by the third, he's demoted to a mid-level boss. And he's, like, just pissed about it. I'm the Squid Baron. I'm supposed to be a big deal. Now you're just fighting me like an ascended mook. I'm talking to my manager.
You can't really say mook.
I don't remember. I'm like, this is from a game I played like over a year ago. But it's entirely possible he did. So yeah, that's... It was mostly enjoyable, even though like a third of my time playing it was spent hunting down collectibles unsuccessfully. That is unfortunate. But I'm just looking through all the things to see whether I can figure out which ones I bought 4 new games. One of them was Persona 4 Golden. I remember that much. Shit.
You get to play it yet?
Who are you talking to, Zero? Who are you talking to right now?
Did you get to play Golden yet?
No. I mean, Zero. What person are you talking to right now? Is it the one that constantly talks about how he wants to play games but doesn't have time?
Are you going to play it?
Maybe.
Why would you
I
buy
bought
a
Fall
game
Guys.
with no intentions of playing it at any time in the future?
Don't you fucking attack me like that. Shut up.
Was it on sale?
No.
So you bought it even though you weren't gonna play it, just so that you would
Um,
have it later.
I'll get to it. I also bought Fall Guys. Fall Guys is a thing. Like, people won't shut up about it, so I figured I might try it at some point.
Apparently, it's quite good.
So I hear, yeah.
I mean, it looks fun, so that's good.
I'm sure it would be fun, but I'm currently falling into a rabbit hole that is FF14.
Understandable.
Somehow, I completely didn't understand the words rabbit hole. Like, what the fuck is he talking about there? It's weird. There's no reason for me to misunderstand that, but I just couldn't wrap my head around the phrase.
I can't comprehend this idiom.
It's entirely possible, yes, that it's your fault. That is entirely a possible thing that could be possible. Words. That other SteamWorld game, I bought that one, the RPG one, that's like card battling and stuff. I think that might have been it, maybe? I don't fucking remember. Yeah. So, that's cool. And what else have I been doing? I've been reading a lot, actually. I think about it. A couple of quests on Fiction Live. They were quite good so far.
I'm not familiar with that site. What does it specialize in?
You know the quest thing that QQ do?
Mm-hmm.
Space battles and stuff? It's that, only done live. So the writer will be like there, and he'll write a thing, and then come up with vote options, and then people can add in their own vote options if they have like an idea that they want to do that the author didn't think of. And then within like a few minutes, the poll will close, and then the writer will get back to work and start writing the next thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit more immediate, and do you not talk to Jordanio much anymore?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm still in a group with him, but as most Discord groups go, they eventually go quiet.
Yeah, he does a few quests on there as well. So
yeah, I'm not surprised. He did mention someone contacted him to put an old story up there.
Yeah. So that's.
Or wait, no, that was web novel. They wanted to put it up on, which I guess if you get 1 million hits, 1 million, they give you money.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I guess some of his stuff has a couple 100,000, so he's part of the way there. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess like people like Kenshi would do okay on that, but.
Oh, I imagine.
I'm just looking up some stats for stuff just out of curiosity. I don't think I'm anywhere even fucking close on any of my stories. I feel like there used to be a thing where you could look up hits, like times view. Oh, there it is, views. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean every site should have analytics you can use.
751,000 views on my highest viewed story.
Well, there you go. You're 3/4 of the way there to getting a probably small amount of money.
Yeah, it's on Game of the Year edition. Of course it is. Fucking piece of crap. Why does Man in Sky?
I wonder actually. Let me actually check my.
Is this the part of the show where we all masturbate? Because
kind of sound like it.
Say that again, and I'm bowing out.
Figurative masturbation. Figurative. I hope. Zero, you've gone suspiciously quiet.
I just remembered I don't remember my password.
Yeah, thank God I just stay logged in on that site all the time. I would have lost.
Yeah. Have I ranted about that problem recently? Where I keep running into the problem of not knowing my own password for things. Everything requires an account these days, and it's just so fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worse when they have like special rules for what your password has to be.
Yep.
I think the worst one I've run into is I had to have a capital letter, a lowercase letter, a number, a special character, and it had to be 12 characters long minimum.
Jesus. That's literally everything, plus being really long.
Yeah. That's the worst one. I think I just filled it out with like just the number 1 over and over again at the end.
Understandable.
Still with us, Zero? You fucking...
Yeah. I was just curious as to see, because you mentioned number of hits. I'm like, did I ever get that money? Oh, my big one was I think 250,000.
Not bad.
Then again, I haven't ridden in years, so.
Yeah. 3 of my stories beat that.
Another one had 171,000.
Oh, I'm a jackass. Alright. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've just been doing the thing. Fucking Hades. I started playing Hades again, and it's eating away at my life, as it used to do. And it's now back to doing.
Yay.
It's still a very, very fun game.
Yay.
Yeah. I look forward to the final release that is later this year. It's going to be good.
I will be playing it when it comes out in final release form.
Oh, also, there was another game that was released on Early Access on Steam, and that is Rogue Legacy 2.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
How is it?
I don't know, because it just released on Early Access. I'm not dumb enough to play it already.
Darn.
I bought it, but I'm not going to play it, because they're planning to raise the price later.
That's an understandable reason to buy it now, then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Zero, you did all the things, right?
Yeah, I did all the things. All the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, So that's your half finished, and then we can enjoy Patience. I was going to say sultry. That's not the right word. Oh,
Actual audio?
It's semi right, but actually hearing him speak is we're gonna sit and enjoy it later.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
If Patience,
and it won't be very long from now because I didn't really do much. I got Fallout New Vegas and I managed to play it for 2 hours before this because it took all night to download.
And there were storms.
Yeah, and I got power knocked out for a long period of time, so that wasn't great. And our chainsaw burned out. We had just kind of a small little go-to chainsaw for something, and if you use those to cut through entire trees, it tends to die fast. And the only one we could find on the market was a $1,200 professional grade chainsaw. So now we have one of those, which is kind of nice. It actually sounds really good. Also, it cuts through entire trees in like 3 seconds. It's professional for a reason.
I think you're ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, we've been ready for that for a long time, but more so now. Although I will say, losing power for long periods of time has highlighted that we're not really set up for things to collapse, even temporarily, very well. Unfortunately, our water runs on our power and not any other system that actually makes sense for a farmhouse. So we've got some prepping to do for the next random power outage for a while, which does happen fairly regularly out here. So yeah, that was about my week, really. I just been reading a little bit, going to work, that kind of stuff.
Patient, how you going? I'm Australian now, apparently.
I'm all right. Give me a minute, though. Just a sec.
Crikey.
Why would you say that?
Well, you said you were Australian. No,
You did say that.
Crikey, there's problems down under. I can't do an Australian accent.
Not. Yeah.
No. And my knowledge that I can't do it causes me to laugh. That's making it harder to do.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try for Australian accent. I just can't.
Give me your best. Give me your best. Come on.
I have a weird thing where I can't even really hear Australian accents most of the time. I just think they're British.
I
mean,
know, right? They're
yeah.
very similar. It's almost like they were British at one point.
Yeah, like 150 years ago.
Yeah, crazy, right?
You were British 250 years ago.
Yeah, crazy, right? Everybody has their own English accent, you know? In America, at least. You always hear the oh, look at me, I'm British sort of thing, which is just like so high pitched and like off key.
It's not even like, it's not posh. It's more like Nancy posh.
Yeah, why do you always go for high pitched? Like
I don't know.
I don't really know, to be honest. It's kind of weird.
Oh, shut up.
That's the go-to for media, I guess.
It's just what they choose to do.
I just feel like there's just not enough variety in your stereotypes. Is all. Like, yeah,
I don't know. I've been listening to this English person talk in my ear.
Also, I suppose you have that big old gentleman that would sort of speak like this, low register for no reason.
Oh, poppycock, what's going on here?
That just
kind of
changed.
Yeah,
I know.
That changed halfway
exactly
through from upper class
it's
to
hard,
fucking
it's,
cockney.
you know, it's hard to keep it consistent, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true of most accents. I mean, it does take a lot of work to get good at accents.
Because there's a lot of varieties based on where you're living in England.
Oh god, he's not going to stop, is he?
UK. You get a little bit lost sometimes. I've had to do so many different voices and accents for my D&D games because it's really hard to differentiate characters unless you're doing different accents and different voices. So, and then that character doesn't appear for a while, and then you forget which accent they had, and then like, crap, what do I do? What voice do I go with? Because, you know, as a DM, you're naturally going to create hundreds of characters.
The solution is to make all your characters sound exactly the same.
I mean, I could do that, but I don't really want to.
I'm going to end up muting him. I swear to God.
This is your fault. I've been listening to you speak in my ear for years. Gosh darn it.
Casey doesn't really have much of an accent, though.
But it makes me want to do an accent, too, every time.
Uh-huh. Patient, are you with us? Save me, please.
I was just waiting for you to be ready. You were having such an interesting conversation there.
That's a word for it.
I don't really know if it's interesting or anything.
Okay, so, patient, what
he wants to hit me so badly.
Oh, that's the wrong button. That's definitely the wrong button. So, there we go. Patient, what you been doing?
For those who can't hear Discord noises, he just kicks 0.
Patient, help.
What do you expect me to do?
What you been doing and stuff?
Speak words.
Okay. Let me see here. About 3 weeks ago, when I was at work, I'm not sure if I told this already. Midway through the week, they needed someone to cover at another branch. So I volunteered immediately. So I showed up the next day at the branch where I was supposed to be covering, and the other teller that was supposed to be there apparently had some family stuff going on, so he wasn't there.
So it's just you, Adam,
All
branch.
Yes, just me at the branch. The lobby closed, but the drive-thru still open all day. And then the following day, he was supposed to come back, and he didn't. No call, no show, no job. So I spent the next couple of days still covering there, and then the entirety of the next week still covering there, and then last week covering there alone.
Great.
Well, they did send in a trainee teller, and he was a fast learner, competent. So I had him for about a week and a half, but I was still working that long with no lunch breaks. Which means a lot of overtime for me. So that was nice.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get paid.
Yeah, this coming Friday, I'm going to see what 2 weeks of about 10 hours of overtime on top of 80 hours in a week is going to do for me.
Jesus.
And of course, for the entirety of this week, I'm off with pay, so that's nice. And because Monday is Labor Day, I get an extra day off next week.
Yeah, it's always great to plan your holidays on. Sorry, your vacation days on bank holidays and stuff like that.
Yep. And I still have 1 week of paid vacation left that I can redeem. Though I don't know when I'm going to do that. I just kept telling myself week after week I need a break, and finally I decided to book for this week so that I wouldn't have to deal with the last day of the month and the first day of the month at once. Not to mention the last day of the month being on a Monday. That's never pleasant. Aside from that, things are.
You said the thing.
Yeah,
Aside from that,
I didn't think it I didn't think it invited any remarks, seeing as how you had been saying it for so long.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Yeah, but you're the one that pointed out that we keep saying it, though.
Anyway. Let me see. What was I saying? Things are still going about as well as they can be with my girlfriend and I. She's just dealing with stuff in her life right now.
Understandable.
Also, the day before, no, 3 days ago, yes, we posted a couple of new chapters of This Bites. It was originally going to be one chapter, but we decided at the last minute that it probably flowed better if we split it in two.
That makes sense.
Does that mean part of it is already written, or?
No, I mean, we had the whole thing written. We were going to publish it as one chapter. Then, at the last minute, Hornet brought up that it might do better as 2 chapters. So, we posted the first half, and then we posted the second half.
I see.
Yeah. And our fans were,
Oh, that's an evil laugh.
That's not ominous.
I assume it ended on a cliffhanger, then.
well, something like that. But the main thing is just whenever we're about to post a new chapter, I do a ping for all of the This Bytes Discord server and just say everyone. And when I do that, everyone starts screaming because they know what it means.
I appreciate that you do that for an actual reason and don't just ping people out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
I've left Discords because of that. It's so irritating.
The This Bytes Discord has actually revoked everyone privileges for most people. It's only the crossbrain that's allowed to do it.
That's really how it should be.
I feel like I tried to do that on our Discord and it didn't.
I'm
work.
scared of posting everyone, even when it's just for like, oh, I'm doing a stream. I'm just like, I don't want to make people mad.
I mean, that's for a reason. That's one of the cast of the reason the Discord exists is doing a stream. So
Yeah.
I'm even okay with the guys, one of the members of the community doing that. That's completely okay.
Yeah, like it'd probably be better to do at here rather than at everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because at least with at here, you're only picking people who are online. You're not like waking anybody up or anything.
This conversation just reminded me that I needed to mute another server because they keep pinging at everyone.
Oof.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, because if I don't set the server to mute, then it will, when they ping everyone, it pings my fucking phone. I was sleeping. I was not happy. Yeah.
That always sucks.
Yeah.
I've never had Discord allow notifications since I started using it.
Fair enough.
It's still you, patient, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Just not much remarkable at work. At home, I mean, I talked about the Isle of Armor already. I've been working some more on Cuphead, trying to beat Rumor Honeybottoms with an A.
What does that involve? Not taking damage, doing it fast, all of the above.
At the bare minimum, I need an A-, so I can get 2 steps down from perfect. So the time limit can be over. It needs to be within 2 minutes for it to be perfect there. Damage taken, your health has to be 3 to be perfect. Let me see. Super meter, you have to fill it up, use a super move to empty it at least once, and then get one more charge up from there. You also need to parry at least 3 projectiles. And you have to clear it on normal, of course.
Oh, great.
So if you do all of that perfectly, you get an A+. If you miss one on those, like you take one hit, you miss one parry, then it drops down to regular A. Miss 2, and it drops down to A-. Anything more than that, and you move into the Bs. So, appropriately for Rumor Honeybottoms, I'm trying to get past a B.
Understandable.
But ting. It's a ting instead of a tish because ugh. Puns.
Yeah.
Puns.
Puns are only okay when I make them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the rule?
That's the rule.
All right.
Shut up.
New
It's the rule that
server
makes them
rule.
happy.
Yeah, so that's
I've also started replaying Banjo-Kazooie.
You know, I've never actually played Banjo-Kazooie. I think I might have played it once when I was a kid, but I don't really remember it.
You're missing out.
it's pretty
I
good.
mean, yeah. There's a bit of tedium in the collectibles, but and of course, there's also the fact that there's once you get to the final boss, you can't replay the final boss once you beat her in
Oh.
either
Hmm.
in either one of the sections. But both sections are a lot of fun. I mean, all right. Just because of how old the game is, I don't, I won't worry about spoiling it.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Once you get past the layer and to the point where you're saving Banjo's sister, you wind up on a quiz show hosted by Grantilda.
Mm-hmm.
You have this big board game space laid out, and every time you step on a square, you have to answer a question. It could be about Grantilda, about any of the levels, about any of the sounds in the game, or anything like that. And you just have to answer your way across the board until you reach the other side. And at that point, Gruntilda runs away. You get to rescue your sister, and then at your convenience, you can proceed to the final battle. Well, I'm so sorry for boring you, Slicer.
I think his internet's having an issue.
Nope, I misclicked. I accidentally joined the call on the regular Fandom Flux Discord. I meant the general chat.
See, you were just on the public server, just in just the general channel, just
Yep.
like, hey, where's the podcast go?
Anyway,
So the quiz, yeah?
yeah, you have to answer a lot of questions and sometimes beat a few physical challenges to get to the other side. After that, though, you can't replay the quiz once you beat it. You get access to the final battle on the very top of the tower of Gruntilda's lair, and pretty good boss. One of those types that's actually smart enough to aim their projectiles where you're going to be when you finish running, rather than where you are at that moment.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, among other things. And then once you beat the game with all 100 jigsaw pieces, returning to the final arena instead just gets you the ending scene with the promised bonus content in Banjo-Tooie, which never actually panned out, unfortunately.
Well, damn.
Yeah. A bit disappointing. Still, it is a fantastic game.
First game's better than the second one.
That's so?
It's a more compact experience. Like, the second one is a lot more sprawling and stuff. Like, everything is very spread out and kind of not in a good way. Like, it's kind of hard for me to explain.
In the first game, you basically have the entrance area, and then you have Gruntilda's lair, which has portals within that lead to the other 9 worlds outside of her lair. In the second game, you're roving across an entire land, I believe. I haven't played Banjo-Tooie, but I've seen a little bit of the gameplay of it.
Let's see.
I suppose not very many games that go from linear to open world do it well right away. So I'm not surprised to hear that.
It wasn't really
It's a
open
difficult thing to
world.
do.
It was just bigger.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So it would still just have those few places that have challenges and things that you can do to get jiggies and stuff, but they'd just be further apart with a lot of nothing in between them.
Oh, yeah. I mean that is the problem with the linear to open world is there's just nothing. They don't fill it with anything.
Don't you guys know you can run around in this world? Cool. What can we do? You can run around in this world. Awesome.
Yeah.
You can jump on stuff if you're lucky.
Do you like jumping? Yeah, I like jumping. Well, you can jump on stuff. Cool.
Is there anything up there? No.
I feel like we're just discussing platform games in general now at this point.
Yeah.
Anything else, Patient?
Well, I have a recommendation or two. I feel like I was going to say something else about Banjo-Kazooie. Right, of course. Every time I load up the game, I just have to watch the opening cutscene all the way through with the theme song. It is quite delightful.
That's nice.
It actually is. I mean, a lot of openings are just annoying. You just want to skip them.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I now have the Mario theme stuck in my head.
Like
Which one?
like the Do the Mario?
That one.
That's less exciting than Do the Mario. But,
I don't know where it came from. It was just there. It was in my head.
How about this one instead, then?
It's inspiring.
I really hope they release a remaster of Banjo-Kazooie at some point. I would love to see that.
They did on Xbox a while ago. It was on the 360. They remastered it.
That was a remaster. All I remember on Xbox 360 is nuts and bolts.
Yeah, they released it on arcade. Like it wasn't like the big, gigantic. We're gonna completely update all the shit and everything like the Spyro and the Crash ones. Like this was in 2007, maybe.
Well, that's more what I had in mind.
Oh well, I don't really want that, to be honest.
Why?
Because the aesthetics of Banjo-Kazooie actually didn't age as badly as Crash and Spyro did. Funnily enough.
I mean, fair,
It
but
still looks
still,
okay.
I like the way he looks in Smash Ultimate.
Well, it seems to be the fashion nowadays to remaster all of the old platform games that everyone decided they didn't like publishers decided they didn't like anymore because they just made them crap. So, alongside Destroy All Humans and Medieval and those other ones, they're probably going to do Banjo-Kazooie and just remaster.
I mean, Medieval was good. I liked that one.
The remaster?
Yeah, I played through it. It was quite enjoyable.
I remember
The
trying to
Destroy All
play
Humans
the original a while ago. It was not great, but I don't know about the remaster.
Well, I did like the tongue-in-cheek guides of, the whole tongue-in-cheek attitudes of pretty much everyone in the game, but especially the narrator who reads the entries in the Book of Galamir.
It's still in my head. It won't go away. Okay.
I don't think it's going to.
Recommendations, anyone?
I think that's a signal. It's all you, my dude.
Very well then. Here's a big shocker. My recommendation is a Persona 5 fanfiction.
That's a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
This is an alternate universe version of Persona 5, mostly along the lines of canon, called You See Them. Ren Amamiya has spent his whole life seeing people who no one else can and being called crazy. By the time he reaches Tokyo on probation, he swears to himself that he will never speak to someone who supposedly isn't there again. Easier said than done, as several spirits come calling as he leads the Phantom Thieves. In short, Persona 5, but Joker can see ghosts.
If
Okay.
you're recommending him, I assume that it can change a lot, or it does.
Looking over it scrutinizingly, it does adhere to the stations of the canon a bit heavily, but there's enough added in there that it's interesting in my eyes. They also recently started a side story. They don't very much cover the interactions with the confidants, aside from the Phantom Thieves and Sojiro, of course, but they've released another story on the side that details the confidants' interactions in one chapter. So far, it's just the death social link, but it's quality from what I can see. Yes, Casey?
Sorry, no, it's just my throat. Just went, like, intriguing. That's what I was going for. Oh, Yoda.
Oh. No, I already did that one. 1 second. There was something else.
I haven't actually checked like the Persona 5 section of like Archive of Our Own or anything like that. Are there a lot of stories there?
There are a lot of stories, sure, but of course 90% of them aren't anything special. For what you're actually asking, yeah, there are several good stories there. I mean, this one was part of a collection labeled Quality Persona Fix, and it lives up to the name.
I forgot collections were a thing.
Yeah, I just had that thought. I should probably look into actual collections instead of just dumpster diving.
So yeah, it looks like under the Quality Persona Fix tag, there are 252 different stories. So that's nice. And when sorting by kudos, well, I thought this was higher up than that. No. Oh well. Still lots of good stories here.
So I guess that's an episode?
Guess it's an episode.
Yay.
Or is it?
Yes. It's an hour and 44. It's an episode.
Yeah, we're kind of going over. I gotta get ready for work. So
Yeah. Later, guys. See you
the
all.
public Discord in the description and the Patreon. Yay, we love you guys. It's probably going through right now. Also, bye everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.